Welcome to Our Hometown, the show where we take an in-depth look at some of the people and organizations that make this area unique. We'll start this month's show with a look at the Intercultural Festival, and then we'll speak with Alina DiCostanzo about the upcoming Bella Italia Festival. We look forward to hearing about these great organizations in our Brunswick County. My guest is Alina DiCostanzo. How did I do, Alina?
You did great.
Alina is my great friend from the Brunswick Community College. She's the Director of Resource Development. And we're here to talk today about a great event that's occurring soon at BCC.
Yes, we're very excited for this event. It's going to happen on November 12th, Saturday, November 12th, Veterans Day weekend, so we hope that you can take the whole weekend to come and enjoy it.
I'm a veteran, so I'll be there.
Great.
I promise.
I'm excited for that.
And hopefully hundreds of other veterans.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, it's called Bella Italia, right?
Correct.
Great name. Tell us what it means.
It means beautiful Italy.
Right.
And one of the beautiful things about Italy is their wines, I believe. And we're going to be featuring 12 different wines from Palaghetto Winery.
Wow.
And we will have the owner of Palaghetto Winery there to speak about her wines. She's featuring 12 of them. Her name is Adriana Fioravanti. Another hard name to say.
You say that so well. I'll leave that to you.
Thank you.
But seriously, it is a wonderful event. It's at BCC, and we'll talk more about the details. But the fundamental purpose is to raise money for scholarships for students at Brunswick Community College. Am I right?
Correct. Many of our students require financial aid in order to succeed and reach their dreams and make their opportunities real.
Right. We mentioned before we went on the air, I was fortunate to go to a four-year school and get a good education. But there's so many other students outside of the four-year system that need our help. And some of those that need it the most are those at the two-year schools, the community colleges all over America. And we have our share here, and they need our help.
Correct.
And your foundation has been so successful in recent years in raising monies for these very worthwhile students. A lot of money, and you told me how much a few minutes ago.
Right. Last year we gave $203,000 in scholarships, and this year we topped that off at $207,000 in scholarships.
Well, that's absolutely awesome. Thank you for your efforts and those of the foundation.
We're very excited about that because the Pell Grant covers certain expenses, but it doesn't cover all of the expenses for the students. In order to go to school at BCC, full-time students, 15 hours, it runs that student about $1,200, but then you add on books, fees, and some sort of supplies, and depending on the curriculum you're in, and that can go up to $1,500 or more a semester. While that's inexpensive compared to university standards,
right,
it's still an expensive bill to pay.
Well, I want to get back to the details of the event in a moment, but I want to stay with the students for a second. I served on the foundation for a few years, and I can recall that scholarships as small as $500 can mean the difference between a student succeeding or being able to attend that semester or not.
Indeed.
Help me out.
Indeed. It actually can even be the fan belt on their car. That $30 fan belt
right,
could keep them from coming to school because they can't get there and they don't have the funds to pay for
right.
it.
I want our viewers to understand that large scholarships are great, but sometimes the small ones really make the difference.
Yes, we are striving to increase our emergency funds as we work with our students,
okay,
because sometimes they have enough financial wherewithal to get through the classes, but they don't have that extra piece if there's an emergency, or if gas prices increase or
sure,
something along those lines.
Anything along those lines.
Variables that are always out there.
Okay, we're back to the special event. Let's talk about time and place, those particulars.
Well, it's happening at the South Brunswick Island Event Center on Highway 17,
right,
in Calabash,
right,
if you will.
Along 17.
Along 17. And it's a beautifully large building, and it holds 250 people, and we are rapidly selling tickets. We have already sold over 70 tickets.
Wow.
And you can buy your tickets online, and it's very inexpensive for what you're getting.
Price is very reasonable. I mentioned
Very.
that before we went on the air.
Yes.
Give us the number.
$50 a person.
Okay.
And that entitles you to a full dinner, including hors d'oeuvres, entree, and dessert.
Mm-hmm.
And you can taste 12 wines that are paired with the various foods.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you can also purchase the wine by the glass.
Okay, but there's more going on than just that, even though that's a great evening. There are auctions of
Right.
the silent type and the
And
active,
live
the
auctions.
live auctions.
Live auctions are available, and they are two of the prizes I just personally am interested in is the Mediterranean cruise and the diamond ring.
I'm not sure if we want you to bid on those.
I just might have to.
Well, okay, you can.
Very excited about those.
But yeah, those are great, and those, of course, are to raise more funds for the scholarships.
Correct.
All right. You mentioned the owner of the winery.
Yes.
She's from Italy,
Yes.
and she'll be
I'm very excited.
educating us.
Educating us on, and that will happen, that portion of the event is going to be a presentation during our entree. So as you're eating your hors d'oeuvres and sampling the wines, there's ability to go in and see the live auction items, see the silent auction items, and please bid on them. And then after that happens, then we'll be sitting down for the entree and listening to Adriana speak. She's going to be talking about the process of the wine, her winery, and highlight perhaps some pictures about the winery, which looks absolutely beautiful.
Okay. You just made a segue for me into the food.
Yes.
The food is provided by Angelo's.
Yes, James Lane.
That's James Lane,
Yes,
the owner.
correct.
A lot of us have been there more than one time, and the food is great. And I'll look forward to that as well. That's something
Yes.
special.
James does a great job with his presentation and the quality of food he offers. And also, very importantly, is saw a need through our college. And he is a member of our board of directors now. And he's decided to partner with us on this event, which I'm ecstatic about
Well,
that.
and even outside of that, he makes a great contribution to the community.
Yes, he does.
Alina, there were a couple of things that we haven't covered. Let's talk first about possible sponsorships. That's,
yes.
that's an integral part of the fundraising process, and let's talk about that.
Sponsorships are available. You can have goes from platinum down to bronze, ranging in price range from $5,000 to $250. That gives you a certain amount of tickets for the event as well. So in that sponsorship, you also receive an opportunity to have your name in the program and advertising along with that. We currently have a presenting sponsor, and that would be Carolyn Felton.
Our good friend Carolyn
Yes,
Felton.
she is our former president of as you are as well, of the foundation. And
One of the great supporters of BCC.
indeed, she has been tremendous to work with through the 3 years that I've been there. And so she's a presenting sponsor, and we're always opening to more presenting sponsors. That will
Sure.
give you a total of 2 tables, 16 seats for the event. So that would be a great opportunity to invite your clients, your friends, your relatives, everybody to have a good time.
Let's hope there's some corporate sponsors watching us right now that'll be in touch with you.
I would love that.
Now, we'll put the BCC website online or on our screen. Let's talk again about the particular details. The time is?
The time is 6 p.m.
Right.
on November 12th, Saturday.
And it's at the BCC
South Brunswick Island Center.
We said that together very
Yes.
well. But we want our audience to know that.
Okay.
Let's talk about the college in a larger vein. Let's talk about the contribution that BCC makes to this wonderful county that we reside in. Talk a little bit about that.
Educating our students is
Right.
key, but we also have workforce development, which is part of educating
Great.
our students, and economic development through the county. I think that's very important. We have incubators up in Leland.
Good point. Yeah.
Where people can start their businesses and work in that environment and have the consulting available for them as they start a new business and develop that. So we opened up 3 bays this last year with opportunity to have your business set up there, so you don't have to go out and try to figure out where am I going to rent space from, or what are the nuances of getting a phone system in and everything.
Sure.
We have ability to have that help you out.
Also on a somewhat simpler level, but just as important, classes for adult individuals. I took a computer class a few years ago.
And we
There's
also
a host of dozens and dozens of classes that are available.
There are, and specifically down in Southport now, there's artistic kinds of classes that are
I'm
available.
just learning of that, right.
It's a wonderful opportunity. We just opened that up, I believe it was the beginning of this year.
Right.
And it was a great project that has really featured the artisans in our area, but we also have other classes there as well. So it's a beautiful facility, a refurbished old school in the area, and we're glad to see that brick and mortar put to good use.
Well, it's just no secret that BCC is one of the flagship institutions in our county and contributes so much. Again, November
12th.
6 p.m., South Brunswick Island
Center. Off of 17th.
Near Calabash.
Right.
Alina, thank you for being with us, and thank you for all that you do for the foundation.
I'm thrilled. Thank you.
Okay, we're here with Mary Lou Wong-Chong. Mary Lou is the originator, founder, and moving force with our cultural festival here today. Mary Lou, welcome.
Thank you very much, Jim. This is a wonderful day, and we are blessed, hopefully, for the rest of the day with beautiful weather.
The weather's great, and this is the 12th annual, am I right?
Yes, this is the 12th annual Brunswick County Intercultural Festival, bringing the world to Brunswick County.
And we're here in the morning, and the crowds have just begun to come in, just begun.
Yes, just begun, so everybody just come back, come here. We have plenty to offer for everybody. We have something for the kids.
Let's move around a little bit. Let's move in that direction and just see what we find.
Okay.
Tell us what we're going to see here.
Okay, here we have the Philippines. I was born in the Philippines, so I am quite proud of it. And they have such beautiful display of things cultural in the Philippines. Well, here's one of our helpers and a very good supporter of our festival, the Adams family.
Tell us your names, fellas.
Cole.
Cole.
And Adam Humphreys.
We thank you guys. You guys are volunteers, and Mary Lou and her staff need volunteers every single year, right?
She's fantastic.
She is.
We don't have an option. We don't have an option. We have to volunteer.
All right.
She makes us volunteer.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Thanks, fellas. Thanks for being with us. All right, we're going to move along. Let's say hello to George. George Wong-Chong. You know this nice lady to your right, don't you?
Oh, no, I don't know him at all. Because I did forget.
Only when there's something to be done.
And if Mary Lou is the star of the show, you're number 2, right?
Way back down the line.
All right. We're going to move on to Peru. Lead the way there, Mary Lou.
Oh, you want to go?
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to introduce to you the Lady of the Llama, and this is what's your...
Hi,
You are the Lady of the Llama.
I am.
All right. Tell us your name.
I'm Vicki Sunberg. I'm from here in Brunswick County, and we have 6 llamas, but today we have my 2 boys, and they are highly trained llamas. Last weekend they were out in Asheville at the Mountain State Fair competing, and the weekend before that they were in Georgia competing.
Tell us something about llamas that we might not know.
Let's see. Llama manure is absolutely fantastic as a manure because it is like a 10-10-10 broad spectrum manure, so it's not hot like chicken manure that can burn your plants, and it's pelletized. And
What about personalities?
each llama has its own personality. I mean, it is amazing how different they are. Moochie's my accountant. He keeps track of how many llamas are there, and if any are missing, he comes and he gets all upset, and
No
he tells
kidding.
me there's one missing. The red one That is our guard llama. He likes to make sure that there's no foxes or rabbits or any other of those scary animals in their pastures. So he just chases them out.
You know them well and they know you well.
They do. They
Well,
do.
thanks for spending some time
Well,
with us. We
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
This event is so fabulous that
great.
people can actually see all the different cultures. And I have a lady here that is actually from Peru. The llamas come from Peru, but she's actually herself from Peru and has brought a number of antiquities from Peru
We
and
may
are
have
on
a chance
display.
to say hello to her too.
I hope so.
Thanks
I hope
again.
so. She's fascinating.
Thank you.
All right.
Ms. Rumshauer, you're from Peru.
Yes, sir.
All right, and how long have you been here?
14 years.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about the artifacts that are here this morning.
Okay, we got some collection of this replica of different pre-Columbian cultures from
Right.
Peru.
And when you say pre-Columbian, how old is that?
Could be from 800 to 500 years
Wow. Wow.
old.
Are these yours?
Yes, it's a little collection that we have at home. And like these are Chancay culture from the coast. We have some textiles and some replica from this is like military weapon that they used to throw stones, you know.
And
Just
the
a
llamas,
replica.
the llamas in the background make a great
Yes.
backdrop, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. We're here studying India for the moment, and Swanan is my guest from India.
Yeah, I'm from
and,
India.
and you're a student who is.
UNCW.
I'm sorry.
I'm in UNCW.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What are you studying, Swanan?
I'm studying computer science and information systems.
All right.
I'm here for the grad level course, the master's program.
How is it that you speak such excellent English?
I have been studying English since kindergarten. Yeah.
Tell us something about India that I might not know.
Okay,
Tell us
India.
about your family as well.
Oh. I'm basically from Ratnagiri. It's my hometown, but I have mostly stayed in Mumbai, which everyone is pretty much familiar to. My family lives in Ratnagiri and they own a hotel over there, so I'm a big foodie. I can tell you a lot about the Indian dishes. Like this is chicken tandoori, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Then there's this gulab jamun. This is a favorite dish of mine. It's sweet. It's the most beautiful sweet you can find. Then I'll tell you about few places. Like this is the Udaipur. It's an oasis in Rajasthan. This is the Kerala boat race. Yeah. Then this is the Taj Mahal. It's one of the
We all know about the Taj Mahal.
yeah, it's one of the 7 wonders. Then this is the Gwalior Fort. It's located in the exact center of India. Then these are some festivals which are celebrated in India. This is about the Bengal. It's one of the beautiful states. This is Banaras, where you can actually find the ancient India which everyone fantasizes about. Then this is the Bollywood stars. Like they make a lot of movies every year and like most entertainment thing.
You are a great interview. Thank you. When you're back home in India, what do you hear about USA?
Back about USA, it's pretty crazy over here. I mean, I've heard many things like so exciting, and I'm so cool.
We're so glad you're here, and thanks for the few minutes that we spend together.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you for coming, and I appreciate you being a participant of the festival. Thank you. At this point, I'd like to introduce a very, very good friend of mine, Becky Long, who has been with the festival for the many years that I have been. Please welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Becky.
Thank you.
Welcome, Becky. Tell us about some of your research and some of your interest in our county. You're a native.
I'm a native from Brunswick
All right.
County, the western part over near the Waccamaw River, what we call the overflows area.
Okay.
And I just started out as wanting to collect some of the stories that my father told me. And
One thing led to another.
And he's passed on, and so I'm just trying to gather those bits and putting together the pieces of the puzzle. And I found it's just such an interesting county, and the history, you know, going back to 1600s, and of course before that Native American history, and the culture, the Gullah Geechee culture, which extends the corridor, extends up through Brunswick County. So I'm having a great time researching and learning. It's so multifaceted.
But all of this is relevant to our current day, our ecotourism and the development that occurs here.
Yes, the community college has developed an ecotourism certification, and what we're trying to do is offer some the background knowledge on heritage tourism. And so much of what I'm doing is about the culture and, you know, exactly what happened in Brunswick County, and also some of her surrounding neighbors, because they were very intertwined. You know, South Carolina, Horry County, and Columbus County, and things. So, and my family goes back in Bladen County. My mother's side goes back to 1700s, and my daddy's side, Bellamy's, going back to even 1600s in Charleston coming in and things. So it's just been incredible putting the pieces together and talking to people who know history and stories, and there's another piece of the puzzle.
Give us a quick sample of what we see behind Mary Lou.
Well, what we have back here is mostly just pictures that I've collected from neighbors and friends, and you have, this is a cabin from the mid-1800s that is still standing. A great-grandmother lived there. This is a home that was the Jenrette family home that was built in the 1800s, and it's just shows a very, it's painted, so you know that it's a little more upper class when you have a painted house rather than the rough gray. This is a little packet. My great-uncle carried a little tablet in his overalls, and he would write down everything that day, and it was what he spent or what he bought. And so my aunt kept that, and you can see where he marked it out. He must have paid for it, but it's like 2 packs of snuff, 10 cents. One bedstead, $3. One collar that they wore in those early 1900s was 10 cents. And then it goes on, you know, hog money. We raised $5 from hog money.
All right, let's make this connection because our viewers may want to be in touch with you.
Okay.
You're here at the college.
I teach at the community college, so anyone can call. Marilyn Graham is the coordinator, and they can just call and ask for her. I have a class starting in October that's going to be on Brunswick County, focusing just on the county, and it's 6 townships. We'll look at Summit history, but we'll look at the unique history of each of the different townships of Brunswick County.
It's a great story and one of the many reasons why we're here at the festival. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce to you a very good friend of mine, Valerie Bannister. She used to be my great neighbor, and she was one of the first persons that became my good friend when I moved here to Brunswick County.
Ms. Bannister, most of us know a little bit about the Gullah culture, but not as much as we're going to know in a minute or two.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Be glad to. Gullah Geechee folks here in the coast of the U.S. from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Jacksonville, Florida, are indigenous folks from Sierra Leone in Africa and other countries, and they were isolated from the rest of the population, so they were able to retain a lot of customs, African customs, folk ways, music, and language.
Even to this day.
Even to this day, that's correct. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your exhibits.
Surely. I'm exhibiting here various artifacts from the Gullah Geechee culture. For example, sweetgrass baskets, which are indigenous to Gullah Geechee culture. I have cookbooks here for foodways. It wouldn't be a Gullah Geechee table unless you had rice at every meal.
Right.
That picture, that gentleman there is my father, who's now deceased. If he was here, he would be 101 years old. He migrated to New York in the 30s, but we still maintain a lot of the Gullah Geechee culture. For example, rice was at every meal. And those are some of the things, some of the books, children's books of Gullah Geechee culture, etc.
Are there any particular holidays or events during the year that you celebrate?
Well, all holidays are very important in the Gullah Geechee culture, including Thanksgiving, Independence Day, 4th of July, June 10th, Emancipation Day. All of those holidays, because of family is very important, are important to the Gullah Geechee culture.
Ms. Bannister, thank you for being with us. Thanks for being with the festival.
Thank you so much.
We're visiting with Marie Chernovsky. She is a native of Poland and with us here this morning. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about the exhibits here, and then we have a few more questions.
Okay, well, I have been in the festival, that's my 4th year, so I have a little bit of history and then traditional dishes of Poland and attractions that you can see in Poland. So here we have country flower. Polish flag is white on top, red at the bottom, and some flag, the officially government flags have white eagle on them. This is really not a Polish flower, it's just most common in Poland. It's a red corn poppy, it's a wild flower. National dish is pierogi. It's called Polish dumplings. It's pierogi. It's basically dumpling filled with different things. And national holiday of Poland is November 11th. Poland was under foreign government for 123 years. It started in 17th century and it's ended in 1918 after the First War. And the November 11, it was an official pact signed to reinstate Poland as an independent country.
Tell us how you got here to the States.
Well, originally I came to Connecticut in 1987 and I came to Carolina in 2009.
We're glad you found your way to Brunswick County. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
I'm a huge fan of the Brunswick County Quartet, the Sheriff's Quartet that is, and they've offered to give us a little sampling of what they've already provided here at the festival. Gentlemen, take it away, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Mr. Jim. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you for joining us this month on Our Hometown. If you have a story that you'd like to share on a future show, visit us at atmctv.com to tell us about it. Thanks again for joining us, and tune in again next month as we explore more of Our Hometown.